Okay, so we're stuck at home for a little while. Some of us with kids. Some of us might be realizing that the people in our home are more annoying than we remembered. This is also an easy time to get down or to feel uncertain or get bored. It seems more than ever we're turning to digital entertainment to keep us entertained. Many people who have never listened to podcasts are trying them out for the first time. We're diving into audiobooks, podcast episodes, and TV episodes that we've had in our queue forever. Returning to online classes, FaceTiming, and virtual hangouts as a way to stay connected. I wanted to make this video today to encourage you that instead of consuming a ton of content during this time at home, why not create your own? I think that this is the perfect time to start a podcast. Starting a podcast is so much fun, and it's a great way to stay connected with friends, with family, or coworkers in a positive and meaningful way. Also, every podcaster that we've talked to, they've all expressed the same thing, how aside from how much fun it is, podcasting has enriched their lives, both in personal and professional ways. How cool would it be that after all this chaos is over and we go back to our lives, that instead of having finally caught up on a TV series or binged watched 5 Netflix shows or mindlessly scrolled through our social feeds until our eyes hurt, instead, we come out of this with a podcast. So on this short video, I'm going to show you the simplest, fastest, and most affordable ways that a lot of people are creating podcasts. Once you see how easy it is, I bet you a roll of toilet paper, you'll start planning your podcast immediately. So let's get to it. But before we do, and before you forget, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be able to come back and find us easily for tons of podcasting tips to make your podcast shine. Okay, so starting a podcast can seem really overwhelming. Many people worry about having to learn the recording equipment and software. People wonder if anyone would even want to listen to them. People easily get confused about how to publish and host the podcast and get it onto all the podcast apps. There is a lot that goes into having a podcast, especially if it's one that you want to sound great and to get discovered. But luckily, you can get started easily and grow as you go along. And when it comes to finding the confidence to talk behind the microphone and know what to say and how to say it, I want to say quickly that you should stuff those worries in a sack, because there is legitimately nobody like you, nobody else that has your story, your background, and your unique voice. All you have to do to get started is to believe in the badass that you are. Be yourself, share your message, your story, have fun. We spend way too much time worried about whether we're good enough or what people will think. And the sad thing about this is that there are people who, while we stand idle in our insecurities, are waiting for us to inspire them and entertain them or teach them. So don't hold yourself back from the world any longer. Stop making excuses. Just get started with your podcast. You'll be glad you did. Okay, so we agree you're a badass. Now I want to give you 2 quick setups and approaches that many people just starting with their podcasts are using to get started quick, cheap, and in some cases free. So let's start with the free and easiest method. This would be using an app like Anchor or Anchor.fm. Anchor allows you to record your podcast using your smartphone. It has built-in music and sound effects. It easily helps you create intros and outros that you can then insert into each episode, and it helps take care of the hosting part. What do I mean when I say hosting? In order for podcast apps like Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts to play your podcast, your episodes need to be hosted or held on a website. Anchor isn't just a recording app and an editing app, it's also a hosting website. Anchor also has a tool that will create podcast cover art, so your show can look nice on the apps as well. Once you have set up your show and published it with the Anchor app, it will be available on Spotify, usually within minutes. How fun is that? You can be on Spotify with a cool new podcast in a matter of days or even hours. Of course, you won't just want to record random conversations and post them haphazardly on the Anchor app. You'll want to do a little planning, find other podcasts that are similar to the one you'd like to make, and take notes on do's and don'ts. Just because Anchor is free and super easy to use doesn't mean that you can't produce very great sounding and professional podcasts using it. But to do that, you'll need to do a little bit of research on how to get good sounds recording your voice. We have a lot of videos on our channel that can help you with that as well. Check out this playlist here for some really helpful and short videos. All right, now I'll finish up this video with a step up from this free method. and this is the USB microphone method. This method works best if you have a computer. There are many USB microphones you can purchase, starting from about $50 all the way up to around $300. The $50 options actually sound pretty good, and one of the most popular ones that we have tried and tested is the Samson Q2U. Another great option is the Audio Technica 2100X. That one runs about $100. Once you've chosen a USB microphone, you can order it from Amazon and have it in a few days. Then you'll have to choose an audio recording and editing software. This is where, like I mentioned earlier, people can get a little overwhelmed, but it's really pretty easy. There are free audio recording apps on both PC and Mac, and there are countless tutorial videos here on the tube that will get you up and running within a couple hours or so. So don't get overwhelmed. Just know that you're going to have to spend a few hours learning how to get quick with an audio recording app. Mac computers come with GarageBand, and PCs you can download Audacity for free. But my recommendation is to go a step beyond that for an easier app that you will get better results from, and that is Reaper. Reaper is free for 60 days and then a one-time $60 after that. And there you go, a quick look into how easy and cheap it is to get started podcasting today. On our channel, you'll find a ton of podcasting videos. If you want to get started with the Anchor app, we have this video here that will show you how. And if you're thinking about choosing a USB microphone, we have this video here where we compare 4 of the most popular ones. I'm really excited for you to jump in the world of podcasting and become a podcaster, and I'm excited to hear about your progress. So make sure you comment below and let us know the name of your show. Also, come find us anywhere on social media at Pod Sound School. We also have a free Jumpstart Your Podcast guide that you can download by going to podsoundschool.com/jumpstart. I'll leave the link for that and for the Samson Q2U microphone in the description of this video. Just click Show More to find the full description. Also, we're opening up registration for our first online course, the Smart and Sexy Podcast Launch. If you want to fast forward a year or two into the future and come out of the gates with a professional podcast and save tons of money and time, you can sign up for the Smart and Sexy Podcast Launch at podcastingsmart.com. And until next time, happy casting.